If you want to be an entrepreneur and you want to make money online, you have to take risk. Not everyone will be a millionaire, but anyone can be. But then the third page was where I really hit my goal, and that was called Why Inspire. Grew to 500k followers in 6 months.
Jesus.
Believe it or not, I don't use TikTok. I don't scroll at all. I actually hate the app. Skills are more important than money. Honestly, like the money does not matter at all. Anyone that thinks business is just up and up and up, it never is. It's not like this sort of like Fugazi sort of unicorn thing that doesn't actually exist. You can actually make money online. Any sort of job on this planet, you can become a millionaire. Why not you at the end of the day, right? It's all a mental thing. If you can actually overcome those obstacles, absolutely it's possible.
Okay, this episode was a little funny for me because the guy I talked to was almost exactly like me. He got straight A's in school and went to a top university in the UK to study engineering, and during that he was like, is this all that's in store for me? I want more. So he started trying a lot of side hustles online, including drop shipping and starting theme pages, and he actually found a lot of success with theme pages. He then made a YouTube channel and a whole brand helping other people start their own fan pages, and from there started a whole tech startup that is dedicated to helping people start faceless channels. It's a software as a service called Verlo, and honestly, this tool is kind of awesome. I reviewed it on my main channel, and we actually go over it on the podcast, like how the tool works, how it actually helped him start a whole new channel on YouTube Shorts and get it monetized, and all the difficulties and challenges that go behind actually starting a startup. So very cool episode, very cool person, and if you like me as a host and my kind of story, you're going to like this guy, because again, he's basically just a carbon copy of me. So without further ado, please enjoy the episode. Okay, so I've talked to so many people in like the YouTube automation, Instagram theme page space. So little of them go to college. I finally met someone who also goes to college. So what is your thought process behind like going to college versus not, and how that leads into doing side hustles?
Yeah, it's really interesting because not only did I go to university, I went to the top 3 universities in the UK to study engineering. And it's a really interesting case study because throughout school, I was like straight A stars through everything. And when you look at someone that's an entrepreneur, normally it's the opposite. They always get told, oh, it's okay if you don't do well in school because there'll be other opportunities for you. So they naturally explore other things and get into entrepreneurship. But when you do well in school, it's like almost as if you're pushed into that alley. No one even considers entrepreneurship for you. But I got to university having done so well in school, etc., going to a top university studying engineering. And it got to first, second year, and I'm sitting there thinking, is this just what I want to do with my life? Do I just want to study engineering, get a good job, and just work? I was like, no, that's not what I want to do. So I want to actually try something different. And at the time I started dropshipping, I mean, I'm sure, Bennett, you've tried so many different money-making sort of hustles before. Then I realized, hang on a minute, I'm a student. I don't have money to spend on ads all the time. So kind of kicked out the window. So then I went into TikTok, and the mentality I had is, if I'm good enough to get through school, if I'm good enough to study and get A's and A stars in tests, and I'm seeing people that aren't doing as well academically as me in side hustles, why not me as well? Why not if I apply myself, I can do the same thing? And I think it's a little bit of like a catch-22 sometimes. You try and overthink and be too smart. You think, oh, I'm too good for this. I'm too good for doing YouTube, or I'm too good for TikTok or Instagram. But really, if you actually sort of apply the knowledge you've gained through those skills, it gives you the confidence to be able to actually, yes, I can do this, even if it's not like something academic based. I mean, I'm sure you agree from that standpoint, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think like I go through that same mentality because I see like 15-year-old bozos making money with TikTok, and I'm like, hold on, wait, I'm a Cornell student. What the fuck? I should be able to do that. And like, yeah, there's definitely an urge to be like, no, I could obviously do that. I'm just, choosing to study. But I don't know if that's true until I prove it to myself. So
yeah, but everything's like confidence based though. I fully embrace the idea that not everyone will be a millionaire, but anyone can be. And that's the main thing. Like if you have the mentality up here to do it, nothing can stop you. People from more disadvantaged backgrounds as us, and I would say we're both fairly privileged, like we're both from first world countries. I'm from the UK, you're from the US. But equally, there's people from less developed countries as us with less technology available than us that have gone on to be successful. So why not you at the end of the day, right? It's all a mental thing. If you can actually overcome those obstacles, absolutely it's possible.
Yeah. Was dropshipping your first side hustle?
Yeah, it was.
Did you make money with it?
No, niche. Absolutely not. The funny thing is, I tried a dropshipping challenge 2 months ago, on my YouTube, and I made $200 in a week. And I'd not tried dropshipping since I like first tried as my first ever side hustle. I literally got zero sales. I'm not even joking. Not a penny was made. But when I tried it a couple months ago, I made $200 in a week. And I hadn't gained any dropshipping skills in that time. I think it was just confidence because I've made money before online. It kind of broke that barrier that I can make money again online, which is actually kind of like an interesting case study.
Yeah, you're also probably way better at going viral at this point, which is obviously core to getting eyeballs on products and ultimately selling them.
Yeah.
I recommend to all my viewers, like I have multiple videos on this, but that drop shipping should be entrepreneurs' first side hustle. And my reasoning behind it is not because you're not going to be successful with it realistically, but you're going to get so much like in all different areas, you're going to get like you can see which one you like. So like to have a successful dropshipping store, you need to make a website. Okay. And then you need to figure out how to optimize the website to get more conversions. So you're learning that. You're learning copywriting because you have to write persuasive text on the website. Then you have to figure out how to go viral because you need to get more eyes on this product. When I started dropshipping, I didn't have any money for ad spend either. So I had to just figure out how to make it go viral. And I actually made like a couple hundred, like probably like $500 to $800, I think, drop shipping fully organic. And that was when I did that, I was like, what the fuck? Wait, I just got some random dude from the other end of the country to buy this product. Okay. That's what gave me the confidence to go, okay, yeah, I can make money doing random stuff online and pursuing that.
I absolutely agree with you. Absolutely as well. Because I said this as well. I always get someone asking me, what's the best business model? And you always see those guys, those gurus saying, oh, YouTube automation is the best business model, or dropship is the best business model. Like, truthfully, let's be completely honest right now. There's a million ways to make a million. Like, you can give me any sort of job on this planet, you can become a millionaire doing it. And anyone that tells you this is the best business model, they're trying to sell you a course. Because how can, for the 8 billion people on this planet, all have the same right business model? Like, just because you chose content creation doesn't mean for everyone on this planet, content creation is best for them. I actually, in my opinion, I agree with you. I think something like drop shipping or sales is far better because especially if you're younger in age, you shouldn't worry about the money. You should more worry about what skills you can build. Exactly. And you actually build far more skills doing drop shipping, sales, even agencies. You're talking face to face with people. You build people skills, which both of us, I assume, have developed through YouTube. Would you get over doing something like faceless channels? Of course, with faceless channels, you do actually learn to manage people if you have script writers, editors, etc., which is really good. But I think the biggest thing I'd say if you're starting out is focus more on what business models can give you skills rather than what business models can give you money, because every business model can make you rich. Like, Let's say, for example, a barber. Like, if you're cutting hair for a living, you then learn how to cut hair, you watch YouTube videos, you train on the people around you, you then get a trainer job for free, you start posting clips on TikTok or Instagram of you cutting hair, you get noticed, you start suddenly like you just
you do it for celebrities. You're cutting Andrew Tate's bald ass head, like
exactly. And over time, you build up your client base, you build up your follower account, and you can start selling your own barber products, and then that's your route to being rich, basically. And that can work for anything. So you might as well do it with something that will give you skills and something you enjoy.
Yeah. That's such a good example. I mean, you have fucking Salt Bae just doing this, and dude's making like multi-millions every year for sure. I agree. Yeah, I think the first side hustle should be like you can make money with everything. The first side hustle for a lot of people though should be something they can do with zero money, and so that's why I'm a proponent of like these three. I think I'm a big proponent of affiliate marketing, YouTube automation, or drop shipping, because all three of those you could start for like free or like drop shipping like really really cheap, like $1, and then whatever the cost of the product is, and just start making videos with that. And that's how I got into content creation, because I was doing drop shipping. There were all these different paths of like that business that I could use to try to make more money in, and I actually just found the most fun part just recording videos of like a product and figuring out how to get views on it. So that led to all the other things I did down the line. But so yeah, how did you end up getting into theme pages in college? And what did your peers think of this?
Yeah, so this is really, really interesting, right? Because I think this is actually the case for a lot of people. I did not even use TikTok. Even to this day, I believe it or not, I don't use TikTok. Like, from a consumer standpoint, I don't scroll at all. I actually hate the app. I think it's one of the most brain rot apps out there. I probably in my life spent a maximum of 4 hours actually scrolling TikTok for enjoyment. And that's the absolute max. I only upload on there, right? And it was my girlfriend at the time who had a Kim Kardashian theme page. She was literally stealing clips from, what's the show called? Keeping Up the Kardashians,
Yeah.
I think it's called, right? And literally posting clips on TikTok, pure copyright. Like there was no editing whatsoever. It was straight clip from the show onto TikTok. And then she was showing me one time on a date the money she was making from it. And I was like, hang on a minute, is this not copyright? Like, how are you getting paid for this? And she was like, no, TikTok don't care. And I was like, okay, damn, like this is opportunity then. So I would never have started if it wasn't for her. Never. Because by this point, I tried dropshipping, it failed. I was doing YouTube, but I was like reacting to football games, more for fun. It was more of a hobby than any way of making money. So at that point, I was like, cool, I want to start TikTok. And it coincided with 2022. And my 2022 New Year's resolution was to get 1,000 followers on TikTok. And so my first page was about football. I started by just posting clips from my YouTube channel. Wasn't really going anywhere. Then I started posting about memes because at the time I saw these Instagram pages posting memes about football. And one or two of them popped off and did really well, got multi-millions views. And that page ended up reaching 25,000 followers. It was called Why Football. It had the same name as my YouTube channel, which still exists to this day, called Why Football as well, which I've not posted on for a year or so. That was doing really well. Then I posted a second page, which was about the NBA. Similar sort of thing, posting memes because it worked in football. So I thought, okay, cool. If it works in football, let me just apply it to basketball as well. Started to grow that. But then the third page was where I really hit my gold, and that was called Why Inspire, motivational page. And that's grew to 500k followers in 6 months. And that was when I first got my taste of like really making money online. And we'll get into all the ways I branded this because this taught me a lot about business. And it was I call it a Scarface story. Have you watched the film Scarface?
Mm-mm.
Okay, Ben, after this podcast, you need to watch Scarface. It's one of the greatest films of all time. It's the Tony Montana, the rise and fall story. And I'll get into all of that because it taught me an awful lot about theme pages, about content creation, about business in general. But yeah, that was my first real sort of glimpse into it because you hear people making money online, but when you see someone actually around you that you know makes money from something, that just gives you the sort of like the confidence that, okay, cool, it actually is possible. Someone around me has done it, not someone on the other side of the planet. Also gives you like a blueprint, someone you can talk to, message, ask how is it, and within 3 months my page overtook her page. So just one of those things.
How did she even get into it? Like, was she that concerned with making money, or did she just kind of like the Kardashians and happened to be making money?
Her sister was doing it, and her sister knew someone that was doing it for Gordon Ramsay. So it was literally like chain reactions. So her older sister was doing a page because she knew someone that was doing a page about Gordon Ramsay, which then led to her, which then I then saw her doing it. And then people saw me and started doing it as well.
That's hilarious.
Obviously my friends would see me doing it at university, outside, etc. And I was getting compliments. Even my mum was getting compliments. They were saying, oh, your son's doing really well on Instagram. And she didn't have a clue, on TikTok. And she didn't even have a clue at the time. She was like, oh yeah, okay, cool. I'll pass it on. So yeah. And then that's what brought me into YouTube. So if you look at my YouTube channel, I posted videos back in 2022 about how to get into university. Like if you sort by oldest, I've got videos about how to get into uni, side hustles for students, all sorts of content, right? So I was on YouTube way before this guru era even existed.
Yeah.
And then I started pivoting and making more content towards how to grow on TikTok. Because if I had friends asking me, oh, this is sick, like how do you do this? The penny dropped, hang on a minute. If others are asking me how I do this, there'll be people around the world that are also interested. Let me make content on that as well.
That's fire. And I want to get into more of your personal brand stuff later because I want to see how you got these theme pages first. But it seemed like the whole way through you had a personal brand going. So yeah. I'll have that going concurrently in a second. I want to show you real quick because you said one of your 2023 resolutions was to get like what was it, 1,000 followers on a page?
Yeah, 2022 was get 1,000 followers on TikTok.
So one of my 2023 goals was get any TikTok account. It was just a broad goal. Get any TikTok account to right here. Any TikTok account to 10k followers. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, I see it.
But I still have it. I still have it right here. And that was, I didn't know how I was gonna do it. I just knew that that's something I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And with Fly Juggler, I think I hit like over 100k before the end of the year.
Yeah,
so
it's crazy. I don't know how you do
really
it.
Really awesome that we had like a similar path with that.
Yeah. It's crazy because you don't know how you're gonna do it, but you just kind of put it out there and reverse engineer back. Because I studied engineering in university, so I've always been a problem solver. And it's like if you have the end goal in mind and you can visualize it, your brain will work backwards to like manifest the path there. I truly do believe it. Like if you can actually visualize yourself going, cool, I know where I want to get to. I know the paths I want to take. Sorry, I don't know the paths I want to take. I know the end destination. The world will work in magnificent ways to get you there, honestly. But you have to start by actually visualizing where you want to go.
Exactly. Yeah. And at the time, I think I did have Fly Juggler. I maybe started it like very, very roughly, but I didn't know I was going to do it. And that's why I just gave myself the freedom. I wasn't like, get this account to 10K because I didn't know if that would work. But I figured like to have one whole year, I could get at least one account to 10K. I don't know what it would be yet, but I knew that I could do that in some capacity. Okay, so how much money were you making with those first theme pages when you started before you got to the 500K one?
Yes. So I was not even making that much money. If I knew what I knew now, I would be running up five figures minimum every month with those pages. So this was TikTok when it had the creator fund before the creativity program. So for those that
under
don't know,
1 minute videos. Yeah.
Yes, under 1 minute videos, and they didn't even show you the RPM. They were just every day you would log in, it would tell you earned $50 a day, you earned $30, etc. At my peak, I was probably making right around 3 to 4K a month in profit. And bearing in mind, I'm going to talk about what happened with this and why I say at my peak. Reason being is because I was getting paid through TikTok, the Creator Fund, which wasn't great. It was about $1,000 a month. But what really started working was when I was actually making money through the affiliates and sponsorships, because I had a motivational page. So how Why Inspire, my most successful page, works is I was taking clips from Instagram, I was moving them onto TikTok, but I was putting a black and white filter on them and adding captions. Think of the most bare bones motivational page you can think of. This was before unoriginal content, reused content, etc. Where now you have to add all these fancy edits. You got Bolt Motivation doing all these like crazy graphics on the screen, etc. This was the most bare bones you can think of. Any sort of celebrity talking, you just slap a black and white filter on it because that was the theme of my page, and then add some captions. And I was outsourcing the clips for $1 a clip at the time, and I was posting 4 times a day, 9 a.m., midday, 4 p.m., 7 p.m. Like it was the most easy business model you can think of. And
what platforms were you on at the time?
So TikTok initially, then I moved to Instagram. My Instagram, I'll talk about it slightly later. Okay. And then YouTube Shorts as well, I got into. So all 3 of them all had Why Inspire on there. And what I was getting was because I had that 500,000 followers at my peak, I was getting actual influencers come to me and say, we want you to post a clip of me saying something motivational or from my podcast, whatever, and we'll pay you. So I had people like Timothy Armu come over, who's actually starting to blow up now recently. All sorts of people actually come and give me their content and say, post me on your page, which was crazy because that sort of like made me think, hang on a minute. A lot of people, when it comes to monetization, it's the same with YouTube. Their only thought is the YouTube partner program. But when you think about it, this is actually a business. Like at my peak, even with YouTube, 15 to 20% of my income comes directly from that platform. There's all these other ways you can make money. And that theme page opened my eyes to that and opened my eyes to the business side. I had mentorship running through there. Where I had literally like a link in my bio, a link tree that said, if you want like mentorship from me on your TikTok pages, I do one-on-one calls. And I was doing it for super cheap at the time, like $30 for half an hour. $30 for an hour for like a one-on-one call. I was mentoring people. I had a clothing brand at the time as well, like Why Inspire clothing. I've got some in my cupboard as well. My wardrobe. About it, like literally any monetization model I tested with that page, absolutely anything at all. Which was really cool because I was just running through all these different like monetization models. And what I'll get into is that account eventually got banned, and it got banned for copyright. Well, I assume copyright. It didn't tell me. It just said community guidelines violations. But my girlfriend's one got taken down on the same day for the same thing. And she was also doing the Kardashian clips. I was doing motivational content. So it was like, I call it the Scarface story because it was like the rise of making all the money, and then the fall of losing everything overnight, and literally everything. Like I'm not a depressed person at all. But that was borderline depression when I opened my phone and it just got like wiped. Straight, your account's been disabled, cannot open it. All my income streams derived, like zero again. Flat, straight, zero, nothing's entering my bank account. Because even my YouTube page was not monetized at the time. Like, I was posted for 18 months on YouTube before it got monetized. So this is like, that was the rise and the fall. But you need that because it teaches you a lot of lessons. It's anyone that thinks business is just up and up and up, it never is. And it makes me laugh because I'm in the game like you are, right? When like someone says how to make 50K a month and they show you a screenshot of their dropshipping page making 50K. And really it's not 50K per month. You made 50K in 1 month. the next month might be 10k, 15k, or something like that. It very rarely is 50k per month, 50k, 50k. It's always rise and falls. So you've got to have that like mentality of staying like level-headed when good things and bad things both happen.
Okay, so all of it, and when it all came crashing down, it all just was on TikTok, or your Instagrams also got fucked?
Yes, so the story started 2022 is my New Year's resolution began. February the 14th I started. It was 16th. It was 2 days after Valentine's Day, I remember. I started Why Inspire. It took me a month to reach 1,000 followers. It took me 6 weeks in total to reach 10,000 and into the TikTok Creator Fund. And exactly 7 months later, it was around September, October time, it all got banned. 2022. All my pages, my football page and my motivational page, both got banned because they were both like memes, reused content, fully wiped. What was the second part of your question?
It was now I'm forgetting, but no, I think it was. Oh yeah, when did it come? Did it come crashing down on every platform? Yeah.
Yes, and then so Instagram also got taken down. My YouTube still exists. So if you type in Why Inspire on YouTube, you will find the page. It got monetized. Now, this is the funny thing. You might remember this as well. I don't know how long you've been in the YouTube game. Before YouTube were paying, they had this like shorts bonus. Do you remember what I'm talking about? Where they used to pay you.
I never was in it, but yeah, I remember hearing about it.
Yeah, they would just randomly pay you out. Like there was no like strategic sort of like element to it. And then they had obviously the actual partner program. But anyone that's new to YouTube, the YouTube Shorts partner program back in the day was terrible. You would get paid 3 or 4, like 5 cents per view. Absolutely garbage. And then I was in that for a while, earning nothing. And then that also got hit with the reuse policy. I'll share my screen just so I can show anyone what this means. And anyone that's not been hit with reuse policy before, listen to this, because at the time, this was before anyone on the internet knew what they were talking about. So they kept sort of like gatekeeping this. And I didn't know how to write appeals at the time. So my appeal got denied. Let me share my screen so I can show you exactly what I mean. So you should now be, can you see my screen?
It's loading. There we go. Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, exactly. So this is 8th of December 2023. So we're going like a long time ago, 1.5 years ago, basically. My appeal got denied, right? For reuse content, and rightly so. It was straight stealing content. I deleted every video afterwards because my appeal was unsuccessful. I was like, scrap this. And now I use this more of an experiment channel to just try out different things. But what I should have done, what I did is I showed them how I made the video. What I should have done instead, anyone that's actually suffering from reuse content, explain one of these points. That is your best way of literally getting your channel back. If you've done something and you actually believe, okay, cool, I've made edits, just explain one of these points. Say it's a thoughtful revision of your content. This is why. It's part of a critical review. This is why. It's reaction video with where you comment. Say this, because that's all YouTube care about. If you do one of these, you'll be fine. Like there's people that genuinely post reuse content where it's not theirs whatsoever, and they get away with it because they've argued one of these points correctly. And to a point, it depends on the YouTube employee that reviews you. But that's what you should do. At the time, this was back in, as you can see, December 2023. There was no one online that I knew that was doing this sort of stuff, talking about YouTube Shorts from this standpoint. At least me, I wasn't really online in the space at that time. So I just kind of just sent an appeal of, this is what I do. It got denied basically instantly. But I wish I knew what I knew now, and I would have taken it more seriously. But yeah, so at the time I was getting like a 4 to 5 cents RPM. Was okay, not great, kind of lost a lot of motivation for it. And then I got hit the reuse content anyway, and that just sort of like was the end of the line for Why Inspire. It was a great, like, however many, 18 months or so. But like sort of just at that point, I was like, yeah, I just don't care about this anymore. I've learned the tactics. Let me try and move into something else.
Mm-hmm. How much money were you making with it before it got banned?
Throughout its lifetime, I probably made about $15,000 to $20,000 over the lifetime of earning Why Inspire. Mm-hmm. The reason I say over lifetime is because there's months where it was good, months where it was bad, and I can't like give like a per month basis. But I had it for around. So the TikTok pages I started in February, they got banned around October, November time. That was where the bulk of my money was made. And then YouTube Shorts I had until about November. I think I had it for about the March, April time. Then the appeal came through and it got like banned. It said last day to appeal December. So I can't remember the exact timeline on that. But about $20,000 I made in total in Why Inspire.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's so good for how little work you did, right? Because again, you had
Exactly.
someone else, and you were still posting on it,
Yeah.
or did you have someone helping with that?
No, no. So with YouTube, you can put like a channel manager there, and they can post
Yeah.
the videos for you. TikTok, you don't have that, and also with TikTok, where you post from is super important. So if I'm like in Morocco, for example, and I post, a lot of Moroccan people see the content first. It's very geographic dependent TikTok,
Mm.
and I didn't really know about proxies and all that sort of thing, stuff at the time. So I kind of didn't really bother with it. I just posted it all from my phone. There was literally, we had a Google Drive folder where he would just put it in there. I download it and post the videos for every single day. And as you said, for the amount of effort I put in, the easiest money you will ever make, like quite literally the easiest money ever. But more importantly than that, it made me realize that online money is possible. So you know when people say like that first 1,000, that first $100 is the most important, they're right because it gives you the confidence that damn, this is actually possible. It's not like this sort of like fugazi sort of unicorn thing that doesn't actually exist. You
Yeah.
can actually make money online.
Okay, got it. So where did you go from there? I might interject and go to the personal branded stuff because that must have all been going on while you were doing all this, right?
Exactly, exactly. So my account got taken down, and for a good 3, 4, 5 months, I did basically next to nothing. I was uni had got really busy at the time, university. So it was like exam season was coming up. So I focused a lot on university. I was posting videos of me playing, watching football. In fact, let me actually pull up that channel because no one really knows about this unless you like know me at university. Because I was making a lot of videos about football. I used to love football. Like honestly, every day I would soccer for those of you that are watching this from the States or in case. But this is my football page. I used to live stream after every game, making basically no money from it. But what it did give me, it gave me a lot of camera presence and confidence and charisma. So this was my football page, right? And you can see me like reviewing games afterwards, live streaming after basically every single game that was happening. And I was doing this up until
Wow.
about 10 months ago. Literally every game I was live streaming afterwards for a good few hours, a lot of them. So that is what I was doing for a long time, just as like more of a hobby than to make money. And it was only really when the creativity program came out and and then when I saw like YouTube Shorts start to make the turnaround, I said, okay, cool. Let me venture back into this making money online space. And at the same time, to be fair, I was still teaching people on YouTube, on TikTok, how I was growing pages. Sorry, on my YouTube channel, teaching them how I was growing them on TikTok. So,
Mm.
because the skills still last. Like even if your accounts get banned, you still know the skills of how to grow pages. And why inspire a lot of the skills I learned was the branding, having email addresses, having ways for people to contact you, using an actual domain name. Don't use at gmail.com. Have, for me, it was at Sankar Media, my business name. Have clear branding, have links in your bio, have info products, teaching all sorts about the business side of social media. And so, yeah, that was basically what I was doing for a long, long period.
So that's what you were doing after your pages stopped, but you could
Yeah,
still help all the other people you knew from the pages before with their pages.
exactly, exactly, exactly.
Gotcha. Okay, I want to look into your videos that you were uploading at the time as well, because for me, I again went on like such a similar path. It's like almost crazy,
Hmm.
uh, because I at the same time as you was like uploading videos on how I do what I do while I was doing it. I think people love that journey to like actually watch you, uh, like doing the thing while you're doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And actually
exactly.
documenting it rather than just saying it after. But
Yeah.
so, what made you want to post videos of yourself in the first place?
So I clocked on about personal branding way before everyone started going about all personal branding is all this and all that. I knew how important a personal brand would be about, well, when I started this channel in May 2022, so about 3 years ago. I was like, I need a personal brand. I really want
Mm.
to. My inspiration was Ali Abdal. Do you know who he is?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, because he obviously went to a top university as well. He was doing productivity videos, and I was like, damn, like that's my motivation. I
yeah.
want to do
I can see the Ali Abdal in this.
exactly, exactly. But at the time, I got introduced to Imran Ghazi as well, and obviously people have different opinions about Imran Ghazi, about this, about that, how he makes his money, is it legit, is it not legit, etc. But
Mm.
one thing that you cannot dispute, that man is good at personal branding. Like
Yeah,
he is good at it. So I wanted to be like a hybrid of the two of them. I didn't want to be pure finance like Imran Ghazi. I didn't want to be pure productivity like Ali Abdal. I wanted to be like the middle of the two, sort of. like a hybrid. So I had a lot of videos about productivity, but also about investments, about side hustles. Yeah, as you can see there, how I got 500,000 followers in 6 months. A TikTok video. I cracked
Yeah.
the TikTok algorithm. Yeah, so there we go. That was literally the month I hit that as well. I was talking all about that, all sorts of different things when it came to university, when it came to finance, etc.
Okay. And then when did you start? Because I started to notice, because I did check through your channel. Yeah, here I started noticing a really big shift from like here to. Oh, okay. And then this is when the creativity program dropped.
Yes.
Okay. And then once I started seeing these, I'm like, okay, now he's starting to know to know what he's doing. Here, this dude doesn't know what he's doing with YouTube.
Yes, because I kind of had like a moment where I was like, hang on a minute. By this point, I was in my second to last year, and by this point, my last year of university. So I was like, how long can I make university videos for? And Ali Abdaal obviously pivoted from away from just medicine into productivity. I needed a pivot. And I said, okay, if I'm going to grow my personal brand, I need to actually provide skills. What have I got a skill in? I know how to grow TikTok theme pages. There we go. Let me just provide advice on that. And I've always been sort of like a give the information away to build the personal brand. Like it's a fair exchange. I give you away free information. You subscribe to me, follow my journey, etc. That makes me a more valuable person if I have a bigger personal brand. Now, by the way, I actually have no problem with people that sell courses, believe it or not. I think if you know what you're talking about, there's actually nothing fundamentally wrong with it. Like we go university as an exchange for information and pay money. If I hire a consultant, I pay them to give me the information. Nothing fundamentally wrong with it. The problem with course sellers is you don't need to get vetted to be one. So someone started selling courses, whatever, was actually know what they're talking about. They sell the course, people get information back. Great, fair exchange. But then what happened is you have all these growth operators that have come around trying to tell every Tom, Dick and Harry that, okay, cool, you can make money now if you start selling courses. And now everyone just thinks they're ready to be a course seller. And it doesn't work like that. And then you have one or two bad experiences with courses and now the whole name's been tarnished. Where if you're a course seller now, you're seen as a bad person, which I don't sell courses, by the way. But I actually don't have a problem with people that do sell courses from that standpoint. But it's the motivation behind it. If you are doing it from a standpoint of, cool, this is how I'm going to make my money, I'm just going to be a course seller, there's a problem with that. But if you actually have information to give and you want to have that information behind a paywall, I don't think there's a fundamentally an issue with that. Although my personal opinion is to give it away I give it away for free to build my personal brand because I think there's enough value there that you can give it away for free.
Yeah, I fully agree. I've given out so much. And see, here's my thing too. You can also just have affiliate links to all the tools that you use as well.
So that's
what I do. So I do that, and then I don't charge for any of the information, so they can use the information for free. All the tools they don't need; it's just helpful. And I agree with you. Like the fact that I'm able to be in touch with all these entrepreneurs now, and that I have an audience that I can talk to and pull from, and like bounce ideas off of. It's so worth giving away the information, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I guess the flip side of that is I don't happen to need the money right now. Like I'm still in college. My expenses are still paid for. So, but you know what I mean? If I had to pay rent, it might be a different story. But yeah, given the scenario I'm at right now, I fully agree with that.
But there's empty money as well, right? Like I'm not a millionaire, so I can't comment on what being a millionaire is. But there's times when I've made money and I felt really fulfilled. Like right now, we'll get into it. I'm doing a SaaS tool, and every time someone purchases a subscription for that, I have like fulfillment inside me. Like, wow, like my tool is helping someone. They paid a subscription. That's like a really fulfilling way of making money. And there's empty ways of making money. And empty ways of making money is when you know you didn't really deserve it, right? And I can't say I've really experienced that myself, but I know if I was flogging a rubbish digital product or a rubbish course, I wouldn't. There'd be a part of me that's like, how can I do this? Like, is the money really? It feels like not drug money, but it feels wrong. Like this money needs to come from a better, more fulfilling source. So I agree with you from that standpoint.
Yeah, I fully agree. I think there's nothing that's more like fulfilling than actually helping someone and seeing them succeed and being like, oh yes, it actually worked.
Honestly, I get more fulfillment when I see. So I was on call 2 or 3 days ago. 3 days ago, it was on a Monday, and someone I've had client call. This is my 4th client call with them so far. They pay for 1 hour call. They got monetized on the call. So they applied a couple of days ago, and on call with me, they got the email saying, you've been approved into the YouTube Partner Program.
Oh
And the
my
happiness
god,
I
that's
felt for
awesome.
them at that time was more than the happiness I get when my own channels get monetized.
Yeah.
In fact, someone I've helped has got monetized right there and then, their first ever page monetized on YouTube. So, like, trust me, when you actually teach people and you help people and you see them, that gives you so much fulfillment.
Yeah, it's like with when you help a client, you hold the standard higher for them, because it's one thing to like fuck up your own video, but like it's a really another thing to fuck up someone else's video that trusted you. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
I agree. There's so much more emotional tie there, and honestly, I think it's kind of funny because there's some people like me or like you probably, or other people who are able to they are just better at helping people do a thing than doing the thing sometimes, and end up like making more money from helping. And I agree with you, there's nothing wrong with that as long as you actually are helping those people.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
Like,
if you're good at it, it's way more profitable to run 10 people's social medias who don't want to run it themselves than it is to run just your own social media,
absolutely. Like,
you know.
if I actually knew this is how you make $10,000 a month through YouTube Shorts, let's say for example, and I know concretely this is how you do it, and I charge 10 people $5,000 a month for my mentorship to help them make $10,000 a month, everyone can agree that that makes sense. They make a $5,000 a month profit. But people are going to be like, hang on a minute, you're making $50,000 a month for these 10 people, but you're only making $10,000 a month yourself. You're making more from your mentorship slash course.
Yeah.
Yes, but everyone's winning
Yeah,
because,
exactly. Exactly.
but obviously, but the flip side, so that makes fundamental sense. But the problem is, not everyone is vetted and qualified enough to even give that
Yeah.
information in the first place. Like, everyone's now selling courses, everyone's now giving away mentorship, etc.
Mhm.
You have to be in a particular position to do it. And that is why I've showed my journey from the start. Like, I'm one of the few people in the space that started YouTube when I had like nothing, niche, zero.
Mhm.
So you can see my journey throughout of being just like a uni student to throughout, okay, I grew this TikTok page where my videos were rubbish, like no camera, no microphone, nothing, the straight potato mic. But I like that. It gives me that like authenticity that a lot of
Mhm.
people will not have in the space.
Yeah. How important is it to just get reps in on camera?
Super important. Like, if anyone that knows me knows I was actually a bit of an introvert. And now,
Mhm.
honestly, this is why I know faceless YouTube is good for business and everyone wants to stay anonymous when it comes to online. But please do, like, if you want to do face YouTube, it is a million times better than faceless. Because the skills I said this at the top of the podcast, skills are more important than money. Honestly, like, the money does not matter at all, especially when you're younger. If anything, you don't want to become rich too quick because the quicker you go up, the quicker you can go back down. But skills are irreplaceable. Since being on camera, showing myself, showing my face, I've done thousands of face YouTube videos across my channel, my football channel, etc. When I was doing TikToks, thousands of times I've been on camera now, and the skills I've learned, how to articulate myself, how to talk freely without needing a script or anything along those lines, having charisma, having confidence, any aspect of your life, it improves. In your dating life, if you want to attract the other sex, it improves. If you want to go for job interviews, like, I've never failed a job interview in my life. I mean, I've done about 4 or 5, but because I've got that like confidence of talking to people, I'm personable. I get on with people much easier than I did before, and it all comes from being talking on camera. So I know it's counterintuitive me saying this, but I don't care because I'm not selling the course. Doing YouTube Shorts or doing TikTok theme pages or YouTube long form automation, for a lot of people, don't do it. Like, do something that actually puts yourself out there and you're showing yourself, you're going in sales, you're failing, you're talking to someone and say, hi, buy this from me, buy this keyless padlock I was trying to drop ship the other day, and get rejected 10 times out of 11. But do that because it's better. Like, the skills you learn, you're facing rejection. It's better than sitting behind your screen and trying to make YouTube videos. Trust me when I say that. I'm trying to make faceless YouTube videos. Let me correct myself. So absolutely, if anyone's ever thought about it, put yourself out on camera. Like, look at my old videos, 20 views, 30 views, 40 views. And obviously people will say stuff behind your back, but I don't care. Like you get one life, right? Like, I would rather do it building myself, and then you can look back after 2 years, 3 years and go, oh damn, like, this guy doesn't need to work a job now. He's working for himself. And that's the sort of things you build over time.
Mhm. Yeah, I think the biggest things, the biggest long term return on investment things that you can do are things that are permanent and compound on itself. And so, like,
Yes.
YouTube automation, like one anonymous YouTube automation channel that no one knows that you do, you might be able to make money from that, but there's no long-term compounding that happens there. But things like reputation and trust and like just personal brand, skills especially, those are all things that compound really hard over time and give you the best permanent returns compared to a shorts channel, which might get demonetized when the platform changes its rules. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I've seen firsthand, I'll tell you one thing we're starting, all because of the fact that I have a YouTube channel and I have trust built up. We started a service where, so a lot of people like have viral videos but aren't in the US, and so they can't monetize on TikTok because their videos, because they can't open a US TikTok account. Yep. We started a service where we just do that for people for a percentage. And the only reason that works is because I have trust that's built. And that can compound because then we get, everyone trusts me. We do it. They get paid out. Now there's more testimonials. And now any business I want to start, I'm in a market where I'm positioned that people can do it with me and can't really do it with anyone else because there's no trust there. And so that compounds past when YouTube changes its monetization thing. Any business venture that needs to be done there, that's what I think is the longest term value.
Exactly. I agree with you 100%. What can long term put you in the best position to succeed?
Mm-hmm. And that's for me, one of the biggest parts of entrepreneurship. It's how am I going to be perfectly positioned when a new opportunity comes up? You know?
Exactly.
So yeah, now I noticed, so it seems like a similar path for a lot of creators now is, do the thing, teach how to do the thing, and then create a SaaS that helps people do the thing.
Yes.
Why is this such a common trend?
Yes. So now, believe it or not, now Verlo is literally launched a month ago today. The 9th of March is when we actually fully launched Verlo. And we're now at almost 5,000 users, over 250 paying subscribers. So we've had a really good start to it. But believe it or not, Verlo actually first got conceived August last year. And I actually found the email the other day. I'm going to try and pull up the exact email my co-founder sent to me because I think it'd be actually really cool to see if I can find it. Yeah. Like the first ever email he sent to me.
First things first, just let everyone know what Verlo is.
Yes, good point actually. So Verlo, I'm sitting there talking about it, waffling about it, no one even knows what it is. Right, so Verlo is a social media tool that helps you find viral trends across both TikTok and YouTube Shorts. Why have we done this? Now, anyone that knows how YouTube and TikTok works, pattern recognition is super important. You need to hop on viral trends and viral niches as soon as possible. But if you are a complete beginner, you don't know A, what's going viral, and B, more importantly, you don't know what to look out for. You don't know what signals to look out for, etc. So at Verlo, we've conglomerated the best performing videos into one platform and given you data on those videos to help you succeed. And what we've currently got on Verlo, by the way, is honestly 10% of what we actually want. Every single day, the whole team, we're locked in. Monday through Sunday, we talk every single day about the plans we want to add, the features we want to add to Verlo. I have been super, super lucky with the team we've got. And we are going to make this, honestly, the X when it comes to social media, short form content creation, from 0 to 100. Like you have all these, you have script writers, you have video editors, etc. But we've got the data first. So we're going to use the data we've got to train our own model to make the very best script writer, the very best video editor. So Verlo is like a full long-term sustainable plan. This is not like a get-rich-quick scheme. This is a proper, I'm involved from this from day one to help everyone succeed on social media. No need to pay all these money for mentors or courses, etc. We give everyone the available information at the most affordable price possible. It is expensive to run, but at least it's far more affordable than spending $2,500 for a high-ticket course. Okay, so this was the email I got sent, my very first email from my co-founder, Nick, who's like fantastic, by the way. 14th of August, 2024, this got sent. So we're talking like practically, what's this, like 9 months ago or something like that, 8-9 months ago. Hi, Dennis, love the content. My team and I are building a platform that allows creators to identify what combinations are most likely to go viral on short form platforms. We're looking to bring on a creator to partner with early to speak to this audience directly in a meaningful way and to ensure that we can iterate correctly to make the product the best it can be. If you're interested in discussing in more detail, please let me know. I can be available whenever works for you. Now, he actually told a white lie about this. He nothing was built at the time when he contacted me. There was niche there, zero whatsoever. And he initially was going to offer me 5% to just talk about Verlo. And I said to him, I said, no. I said, look, I want to build a SaaS store. It's always been, I'm a smart guy. I went to Imperial. I studied engineering. This is all part of this is perfect. It marries me doing engineering and using my academic skills with actually business and something I've got a skill in, which is social media. It is the perfect combination you could ever think of, right? So I said, cool, but I want a higher equity. We got on a call. He actually wanted it to be about viral sounds and trending sounds. I was like, no. We cannot build a SaaS store about what's trending sounds are going on TikTok and YouTube Shorts. Does not work. Let's make it on viral actual content. This has never been done before. We've seen 1 of 10 and Next Lev do it a little bit for long form. But to my knowledge, and even to this day, nothing for short form content exists. Why? Because it's hard to build. August is when we started it. We launched it in March. That goes without saying. That is dev costs. That is cost of scraping all this content. It has been an absolute marathon to build Verlo. And we're just happy it's in a place now where we feel confident showing the public it and people can take advantage of it. And as I'll show slightly later as well, I actually launched a page in March. So last month, using Verlo throughout for all the research. And it's already, it's ready to be monetized now.
Got it. I still want to clarify though, why a SaaS to begin with? Daniel Baton opens what's that one called again? Creo AI, yeah. Alex Hormozy endorses School. Why are all these big influencers promoting SaaS? From a business point of view.
It's a good question. I think with SaaS tools, it obviously has the opportunity to give you generational wealth. And it's the in thing. There's a book I'm reading right now called 0 to 1. I'd recommend anyone to read it. That isn't. It talks a little bit about the dot-com bubble. And right now, it's a little bit like the AI bubble. Everyone just wants to start a new AI tool. It's the thing. It's a new thing, the in thing on the block, right? And if you can market a product and it's actually valuable and it works well, you can get bought out for millions of dollars. And that is generational wealth at the end of the day, right? You could be making 50 grand, 60 grand a month from social media. But in 2-3 years' time, that might go and you have to go work again. If your SaaS tool gets bought out for 20, 30, 40 million dollars and you have a large enough equity in that, that is generational wealth that you can live off. So I think everyone's understanding the potential for SaaS long term, that it pays off with one lump sum rather than the monthly recurring revenues. Because we're still not profitable on Verlo. I mean, it's only been a month. It'd be amazing if we were profitable already. We're far off profitable on Verlo. But every day we talk about the aspirations we have, not even from a standpoint of, I can't wait to exit and buy my Lambo, because I'm not materialistic. I don't really care about that. But we care about the long-term projections of where this can go. And I can't talk for everyone in the space, but I know from my standpoint, building something that's bigger than me and bigger than my personal brand. So even if my YouTube channel gets shut down tomorrow, so if your YouTube channel, let's say everything, Fly Juggler, Money Mind Unfiltered, this podcast, everything related to you got shut down. If you have a SaaS store, that still lives on beyond you. And that's something you can still contribute to. And that's something that did worry me a little bit, because I've had other social media pages banned, like I said before, Why Inspire. That taught me to be anti-fragile. So, and every other income stream I've got is tied one way or another back to my YouTube. With Verlo, obviously my YouTube is a big part of that and promoting it, etc., and being the personal brand behind it. But still, it's still separate to me. It's a completely separate entity. So that is very appealing from that standpoint as well. The SaaS tool is like the final boss when it comes to, I mean, I'm sure you agree, the final boss when it comes to an online entrepreneur. So when you get to the SaaS tool, that's like the final boss to take on.
What makes these exit values so high for SaaS?
Well, first of all, in terms of exit value, normally it's 3 to 5x your ARR, your annual recurring revenue. Now that depends on churn rate and all these other factors. I actually saw Musa and Daniel Bitten saying that they had a friend that sold their SaaS for 400 million, and they think Creo can go for something similar. Now, I haven't spoken to those boys personally. There's no way Creo goes for 400 million. I don't know what they're thinking about. Maybe at a stretch 2030, at a stretch, right? But it's crazy. I couldn't give you a specific reason why they go for so much, but I think people just realize that this is a growing market. And so if you're willing to invest, and if you've got, do you know Real Farm, by the way?
Yeah. Is that good? I'm going to ask about that.
So we've just started using it for Verlo as a way of marketing it on TikTok. Is it good? I think it's decent. It's a 100K MRR company, and all this guy's got is a bunch of UGCs with a hook on top and then your own video afterwards. It is simple, but it works and it's effective. And that's a 100K a month company, a million a year company based off that. And it can grow even further than this. And that's just the crazy things about SaaS, right? Like, it's only as much as that person values it. And you can get crazy valuations. Why? Look, I don't know. Would I pay that much for it? No. But there's people out there that clearly see the potential. And if you've got a large proportion of that market, like Verlo has the opportunity to dominate the short form market because there is no one else right now that does it. I could be wrong in a few months' time, but right now we dominate the short form trend space. So valuation wise, we're the monopoly.
Yeah. I've heard that they SaaS can get really high exit value is because they have really high profit margins usually, like a gross profit usually. They have high, like as long as there's low enough churn, you have really high recurring, and there's very little key man risk usually. So all three of those things is like a perfect recipe. Like if I'm thinking of buying like a restaurant, well, there's low margins, the customers aren't necessarily recurring. But like with SaaS, high profit margin, everyone on there is basically going to stay unless like something really, really random happens.
But I do want to say though, beyond that, I agree with you 100%. I made SaaS sound amazing. This has not been easy. Like I said,
or cheap. It's I can tell. Yeah,
it's not. It's my co-founders bootstrapped the whole thing. I've not had to put in a penny, thankfully. But he's already put in 50 grand minimum, maybe close to 60, 70 minimum already into it, and we've still got running costs every single month that we're not profitable on, right? So this is not cheap, and it's not for the faint-hearted either. Like nowadays, my day is more Verlo than it is anything else. Monday through Sunday, I'm working on it. I'm on calls every day with it. I'm messaging the team every day on it. So yesterday, someone signed up, and the plan they purchased didn't link up with their email address, and obviously that's a big problem. I'm having to sort that out with the dev team there and then. Problems arise. These are not the problems you have with other business models. That you won't get that with your YouTube channel. Like the worst thing that someone happens is they leave a comment because they didn't like the video. That's the worst you get, really. You're not going to get actual like serious business problems. But thankfully, and this is super important, right? The team you have, the team is big. There is four of us when it comes to Verlo, and then 2 marketers which are also working, right? You got me, my co-founder. We're in charge of marketing. We've got a front end guy and a back end dev, and then to obviously do like the actual space on the site. And it's perfect. We've got the most symbiotic relationship you can think of. My co-founder summed up perfectly yesterday on our call. He said, "We bring the mice, you set the mouse traps," right? And everyone's working as a team. I'm helping with creator-led marketing. My co-founder's helping with marketing from his standpoint, in terms of like the TikTokers, etc., and just general marketing on X, Instagram, and stuff like that. And everyone's working seamlessly and everyone's locked in on the same mission. So if you do have people around you that are locked in, it's a great business model to get into. And I actually do like going into business models with friends. A lot of the business models that we're promoting, like YouTube Shorts, TikTok, etc., a lot of it is very solo. But if you get into business models with friends, it's really good. But importantly, make sure everyone does something different. Verlo works because everyone's got a different skill. If I just went into 3 people that had the same skill as me, like for example, me, you, and another creator, doesn't make sense because we all just have the same jobs.
Yeah, if that makes sense. We'd all be marketing nothing. Like there'd be no app.
Exactly. Like... It'd be the biggest Ponzi scheme ever. We're just marketing nothing like this. So make sure you have. If you know people around you that are good at certain things, like you know someone that's really good at computer science, for example, you're really good at marketing. Talk to them. Like, what's the worst can happen? I'm a big fan of trying stuff up, messing up, and then trying so many different times. Like you just got to try, iterate, experiment. I took the piss out of my friends the other day. I called them Plato, Socrates, and Aristotle because I say they just brainstorm ideas all the time, but they never take any action. I was like, are you guys going to sit there and be philosophers, or are you actually going to take some action and do something, right? So definitely make sure, experiment, try something. And if you have got friends around you and you've got different skill sets, go into business with them, try something out, do something sales, do an agency, do something. Like, honestly, it's better than doing nothing.
Show me how you use Verlo to get monetized on a YouTube channel now.
Yes, absolutely. So let me share my screen. So let me share.
Yeah, as I said, the video that you're gonna make on this is like the perfect showcasing of a product I've ever seen. Like
exactly.
Oh my, we got so many tabs.
Yeah. So this is by the way, I'm gonna give some secret sauce right now. Okay, Bennett, you might agree with this, you might not agree with this. This could be complete waffle, and I might be the first person in the world to say this, but I promise you, for some reason, it works. Now, this is a completely faceless page. It's in the ranking content, right? But what's one thing you notice about this page, Bennett?
Ashton Hall.
Okay, other
It's
than
the
that,
first thing I notice.
other
Let
than
me
that,
see.
okay, let me show you my actual page. My actual page.
Hmm.
What do you notice? It's a faceless page. Like all the content's completely faceless.
Yeah. Is that what I'm supposed to notice something? I
Yeah. What do you
mean, I
notice? Look,
see I see two celebrities at the top. Ashton Hall, FitX Fearless. They're definitely both trending right now.
let me point you in this direction. What's this?
Your face.
Yes. For a faceless page, I put my profile picture of me. For some reason, I don't know what it is, YouTube boosted my views since I did that. It could be complete coincidence, right? And the other person, you know this guy, I actually got on call with him the other day as well. The ranking member, Ronak, his name is. He actually documented his whole journey as well, so I rate him a lot. He did the same thing. He changed his, because I had the branding there. It was called the Everyday Ranked my channel. It had like I made the logo on Canva, but I changed it to my face and it spiked my views. And I'll show you exactly how it happened. But this guy did the same
Wow.
thing. He changed it to his face and he got a massive spike in views as well. Other guy I know called Irenich did the exact same thing. For some reason, it doesn't even have to, like this guy, you can't tell who he is. If you saw him on the street, you wouldn't know him. His face is blocking it. But for some reason, when you actually show your face, it, I feel like YouTube boosts it more. It could be complete waffle. I could be waffling out of my mind right
I'm
now.
gonna try that on my own channels. One of our animal channels has definitely been struggling recently,
Try it.
and I can
Try it and
see
let
if
me
it
know.
can get us out of a slump.
And if you make a
If
video on
that
it,
works, that's
yeah,
insane.
make a video on it. And if it does, you gotta give me credit for that.
Yeah. I didn't
Because
even when you showed me the channel, I didn't even think to ever you were like,
yeah.
"What do you notice about this?" I literally ignored the whole top section. I just started looking at the videos.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't
No,
even
no
think about
guru,
the profile.
no guru's mentioned this. It's something that I noticed myself and I thought I'd implement. And I changed my face right around here. It was the end of March I changed it and I had a massive spike in views. It could be
Wow.
complete coincidence. It could be.
Yeah.
But I did it and it worked. And at the end of the day, in this reality, in the dimension we're in right now, I change my profile picture, I get a spike in views. So from
Yeah.
that standpoint, whether it's placebo effect or not, something worked. But either way, I started this ranking. So ranking saturated, by the way. I wouldn't recommend starting it now. But when I started it, 2nd of March, I do believe. In fact, I can go back and check when I started it. Go back to the last 90 days. It was, yeah, 2nd of March. And before then, niche, absolutely nothing.
Mhm.
Dead channel. I started this channel years ago, my first ever YouTube channel. I used to post videos of me playing football in the garden. So as
Mhm.
you can see, like 2015, 2016, then I just left it, did absolutely nothing with it. It's been dead ever since. Then it started growing right around, well, I guess when I started the page recently, right? And how I've been using Verlo for this, AI found a niche on Verlo, but then I've been finding every single day I check Verlo to find viral video ideas and then basically implement them in my content. And the best trick I do is taking videos from TikTok to YouTube Shorts. I call it short form arbitrage. So we've got Aaron the Plumber here, a video did really well, and Ashton Hall as well. And by the way, before I even get into that, everyone talks about video retention and swipe rate and everything like that. There is something far more important than both those two statistics, right? And that is video topic relevance. YouTube is a fat game of supply and demand. That's all it is. If you are demanding something that's in short supply, you will get views. I promise you that. When this guy Ashton Hall dropped his morning routine, I was the very first person to drop a ranking video on it. I promise you. Like that morning, I had a ranking video made and I scheduled it across before all my other videos. When I say scheduled, I actually post it. I don't schedule shorts. For some reason, I think it kills them. You
Me
might
too.
think the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it does as well.
But as in, I had like a schedule in mind. Like, okay, cool. This video is getting posted today. This one tomorrow. I cancelled all of that. Posted a video that morning on 11:26 a.m. Literally that morning on Ashton Hall. It took some time to get picked up, but now it's sitting at 3 million views. My first video to get over 1 million on this channel. Why?
Mhm.
Because it was on someone that was popular. Now, if you look at the retention, okay, it's not bad, 81%. But I've had videos better than that have got less views. Equally, swipe rate, 81%. Not terrible. It's pretty decent. But I've had videos that have had 87, 89%. As I'll show you, the Aaron the Plumber video. Where is that? Down here. If I'm not mistaken, that had like a watch rate of 88% or something. yeah, 88.9% stayed to watch. And
Mm-hmm.
pretty good retention, right? 49 seconds on a 55-second short. Not bad whatsoever. Even that's got, okay, decent views. 548K, 384K engaged. But it all comes down to topic relevance. So that's bigger than ever, the most important factor. And that's why I created Verlo, right? To help you guys do this. So this Aaron the Plumber video came through Verlo 100%, just like every other video on this channel. So I go over to Verlo, right? And I've got a bunch of niches down here already. And anyone that wants to add a niche, by the way, click suggest niche and we will get it in there as soon as possible. The next niche we are adding is going to be soccer or football for those of us anywhere other than America. That's the next one we're going to be adding. But we've got ranking content on here. And I remember exactly how the process worked. Let me backdate this a little bit because you can see the best performing videos over recent weeks and years, right? And I remember, when was it? It was like March the 14th or 13th or something like that. Yes. So any day you click on Verlo, it shows you videos posted on that day. So April the 3rd, it shows you ranking videos on that particular day, right? So I was scrolling through Verlo, and on March the 14th, I saw this video on TikTok on the best Aaron the Plumber moments, funniest Aaron the Plumber moments, right? And it had 1.3 million views. So I clicked on the page, and I thought, okay, cool. I can replicate this video. It was on Aaron the Plumber. Let me do a similar thing. So I saw it gone viral on TikTok. I didn't really see anyone do it on YouTube Shorts. So I said, okay, cool. Let me make that video, post it on YouTube Shorts. Bang. It was sitting on 548K views now. That is content arbitrage. You're taking something from TikTok over to YouTube Shorts. And you can reverse do this. If something's popular on YouTube Shorts, bring it over to TikTok. So I look at Verlo now and look at recent days. If you're in the ranking niche, ranking the best memes of the internet, this video, 21.6K views, probably not something you would replicate. But if we go back a couple of days, 4.2 million views, ranking the cringiest videos of 2025, posted on TikTok. If you're YouTube Shorts right now, I would post something like this to do with ranking content. So Verlo is there to show you what's gone viral before so you can replicate it. So that's if you know your niche. Now, if you don't know your niche, the best place to go is Viral Outliers. This just shows you the best performing videos in terms of dividing the view count by the follower count of the page posting it. Because when you're scrolling through YouTube Shorts, and I can show you this if I just go on a normal YouTube Shorts feed, right? You see one video, and you don't really see the follower count unless you have vidIQ like I do. You're just scrolling through one video at a time. A lot of times it's catered to the feed that you're in. It's very inefficient. Now, if you use Verlo, you're showing
and
5
wait,
videos.
could I just add also, they also usually have a lot of subscribers as well.
Exactly.
On your main feed. Yeah. Exactly.
Whereas with Verlo, you're showing 5 videos at a time. You see a preview of the video already, so you can scroll over and see you would like it. And we recently added, it's actually thanks to you, Bennett, as well. You suggested this, a recent outliers tab. So this only shows videos posted in the last few months. So 2025 and end of 2024, which is far more relevant. And you can sort this for both YouTube, TikTok, whatever. Let's just do YouTube, for example. And you can scroll through seeing top performing videos. And any niches you like from here, you can replicate. And we've had already some people replicate niches from Verlo. And the best part, because I know people are going to say, oh, but if loads of people sign up to Verlo, it will get saturated. I'm a creator myself, so I think about these things. Don't worry, this is not like any other SaaS tool. If you refresh the page, you are showing completely different videos because we've got an RNG element. So they're all in our database, but it's RNG what videos you get shown. So I go over to YouTube again, different videos get shown to you. So everyone's going to see a different set of, obviously if you scroll forever, you will see the same videos as other people. But for the most part, everyone gets shown a different set of videos in Verlo so they can see what's going viral. So obviously ranking content, we know already, super viral, motivation page here. And it divides the view count by the follower count. And this is all of the data it's been scraped. So I've seen this quite a lot actually. Was Dave Ramsey. Yeah. Few quiz videos, etc. And you can just scroll through endlessly to find different videos. This is actually a really cool niche I would want to do, but I just don't have editing skills to do it. So if anyone has editing skills or wants to hire an editor, this one's pretty sick. And you can click on the page right here. It takes you to the shorts page. So you can then click on the channel and get a bit of an understanding of as to how the other videos are performing. So this one's done well, 94K views. The rest are not really too well either. And you can sort obviously by popular to see what's doing well, what isn't doing well. So right now, Verlo is mostly a sort of like a tracking analysis tool, but we've got big ideas. And the reason I say it is because we've started from ground zero. So a lot of other SaaS tools, they either handle scripting or editing or something along those lines. With Verlo, we've started with the hardest part, which is a database, which is showing you the content. Where hopefully end of April, if not start of May, we're going to add a feature where, because we've got all these videos, we're going to train the algorithms and train our data so it can create you scripts according to already viral videos. So let's say you want to make this video right here. It probably won't work because it hasn't got a script. But any video that's got like a script or someone speaking about it, or even like a general video, you can create like a make me a similar video button, and it will give you a very, very similar viral script. It will be original because it won't be exactly the same, based on that video and based on other well-performing videos in that niche. So that will really
I also notice, are all of the videos there faceless?
Most of them are. We have
Or
different
like,
niches.
yeah.
So if you look at, for example,
Because that's another big inefficiency when you scroll on like a main shorts feed, is that you get so many people who are just making their own videos, like by recording themselves. So then you have to skip past all of those. But a lot of the ones I'm seeing here are all like faceless stuff.
I mean, these ones, obviously, that this person, that's
Maybe
their
not
face.
these, yeah.
It depends on the niche, right? We've catered a lot to the faceless market. Like we have chat message stories, etc. Motivational, which is faceless in terms of that person, but it still faces because motivational people are talking about it. But we also have a recently added outliers tab as well, which just shows you a bunch of different videos posted in different niches. Like this is the face niche. Technically, this person is talking about crypto or whatever. So we have all sorts, but definitely it's more catered towards faceless content creators.
Yeah, that's still good though, because even in the ones with face, you can find a way to arbitrage that in a way that can be done without face. So maybe using a paraphrase of the script of that or whatever, you know.
Exactly. And the video you posted recently, a lot of people left some really good comments, and we want to add. So the two biggest comments I saw was, one, having like an actual sign to say if like a video is monetizable. We are looking to add this, definitely, and I'm so happy people said that. Only problem is we want to make sure it's actually like working, because there's a lot of channels that say, like NextLev, for example, have an extension to show if the channel's monetized or not. It's not 100% accurate. And obviously, nothing's going to be 100% accurate, but we want to make sure it's as accurate as possible doing that. And the other thing was having like an AI section only, because AI is more of a trend than a niche. And this is something I always say, right? And I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a second just so I can go full screen with you. A lot of people talk about what's viral niches. Niches aren't necessarily viral. Obviously, to an extent, they can be. But niches is just a way of describing a topic where there's an audience that favors it. Basketball, soccer, crypto, real estate. There's a set of people that enjoy that. What actually goes viral is the trends. That is the viral part, not the niche itself. People go, oh, Reddit stories are going viral. It's the story that goes viral, not the Reddit side to it, if that makes sense. They're all applying the virality to the niche. So when Ashton Hall went viral, ranking content was not going viral for me. My page was almost dead in that niche. I applied the virality of Ashton Hall to ranking content. If I was in fitness, I would have applied the virality of Ashton Hall to fitness, etc. So a lot of people need to realize that you're not posting viral niches, you're posting about viral trends. So no matter what niche you're in, and this is why I also tell people, pick a niche you enjoy. A lot of people want to pick niches that they think is going to be the best way of making money. Then they burn out because they're not growing quick enough. Pick something you enjoy and apply viral trends. My first 3 niches on TikTok was football because I enjoyed it, basketball because I enjoyed it, and motivational content because I kept seeing it on my Instagram feed and I enjoyed it. I didn't post about makeup. If someone told me makeup was the most viral niche, I was not posting about makeup, right? I picked something I enjoyed and applied the viral trends to it. So you can keep using Verlo to look at the outlier trends to find inspiration, and of course looking for your niche as well. And we're looking to apply the feedback everyone provides. I'm a content creator myself, so I know something's useful and something's not useful. And having used Verlo myself for that page, I can concretely say it has helped me. If you check it daily to see what's going viral, and when I say daily, it's not like 45 minutes, 5 minutes. Check what's going viral in the last few days. Try and make content similar to that.
Yeah. I fully agree with the niche thing. I think I always called this platform arbitrage. I think the Reddit stories was probably like, this was the most OG version of platform arbitrage, because what's really good about it is you have something that isn't on YouTube yet. Like, let's say if you do a Reddit story, but you have really, really good evidence that this will go viral from the other platform that it's on. So that's really smart and really helpful to arbitrage. Like if you're going to post on YouTube, look at TikTok and then just basically they use the yoink and twist, method, I think Luke calls it. I always call it that. And I agree with you too, with like specific knowledge, or like like your girlfriend doing the Kim Kardashian page. Like you would not do that. You know what I mean?
But I
But also,
applied it to
yeah,
my
it
own
all
page.
yeah, but it gives you such an edge because the thing is, you can make better videos when you know about that stuff than when you have no idea about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, so that is very helpful, I think, for anyone doing YouTube automation. I think the amount of time, again, I think it all depends on how much money you have starting out. But for people that have a bit of money starting out and just want to speed up the process, or already have one channel, let's say, and want to speed up the process of doing research, this is like way more fast and will probably get you better results than scrolling on YouTube Shorts or TikTok and trying to curate your own For You page.
Absolutely. Like you can start for free. Make no mistake about it. You don't need to spend money. But I went to TikTok's head office the other day, right? And I was speaking to a lot of people there, a lot of multi-million entrepreneurs. And I actually spoke to someone about this and I said, cool, so do you actually use ads to promote yourself? And he said, look, can you do stuff for free? Absolutely. But you're an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs invest. And if you want to get to the other side of the country, do you drive through the side roads or do you go on the motorway? You take the motorway,
Yeah.
it's the fastest route. If you want to be an entrepreneur and you want to make money online, you have to take risk. And this is something I hit a ceiling at 10K a month for a while, where I hit 10K a month fairly quickly and I couldn't break beyond it. And I realized why. It's because I was being a bit too frugal. I had a funnel designer. I didn't even really have a video editor. I was editing a lot of content myself. I didn't have a VA, nothing like that. Everything was just me. And because even my subscriptions, I didn't have many subscriptions at all. But I sat back and said, okay, hang on a minute. I need to put the systems in place. I need to invest to make money. And so a lot of people look at all these entrepreneurs making 40, 50, 60 grand a month. But what they don't show you is they're also spending 20, 30, 40 grand a month on their businesses, etc., on their personal brand. So you can sit there and say, oh, the money they're making is amazing. It's not always pure profit. Like, you have to invest to a certain extent. You are an entrepreneur at the end of the day if you want to make money. No, you aren't going to make $1 million without spending anything. You have to invest one way or another. And like I said, Verlo obviously costs money. It's a subscription-based service. But right now, it's $27 a month. Like, if you look at, there's people that have mentorship courses that are super expensive, At $27 a month, we've made it as affordable as possible. And we're going to tweak our pricing structure over time when we add more value adds, like, for example, scripting, etc., to tweak it all around. But we still try to make it as affordable as possible. And of course, you don't need to use it, but it's an investment at the end of the day, right? Like, to some point, you have to spend to make. That's how entrepreneurship works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and for anyone thinking he's being stupid, like, he's already not profitable still. So
Yeah.
it's not like he's just charging for greed. It's like he's
Yeah,
charging
yeah.
to even
I can
break
show
even
you
at this point. Yeah.
I can show you our Stripe. Obviously, whoever's editing this, blur out all the customer information,
Yeah.
like emails, etc. But I can show you, like, I was looking at it literally earlier today, and you can see, like, our gross volumes picked up recently, but it was straight. Like, our MRR is still barely touching 3 grand right now, still less than 3 grand, and we started marketing on 9th of March. Before this was all closed, sort of like feedback. So these first 2 subscriptions was both my co-founder paying $39 a month for Verlo. They had some closed feedback within our own group. A lot of, like, our family and friends subscribing themselves, testing out the features, etc., which were all refunded them, by the way, as well. And then 9th of March is when I dropped my first dedicated video, bringing Verlo to the world. And from then, we've obviously done really well to shoot up, get new subscribers in there, and people enjoying the service as well. That's the main thing. Churn rates are high when you start SaaS tools, but we actually today, my co-founder fed our numbers into ChatGPT, which does basically analyzes your bounce rate, your churn rate, etc., your growth. And ChatGPT said it was actually really healthy, because for a lot of SaaS tools, their churn rate is actually 60-70% before they reach product market fit, which sounds crazy. Like, 70% of people that sign up, 7 out of 10 are just leaving the next month, basically.
Yeah.
And I don't know why celebrations have started
yeah.
back.
It's like, yeah, they're all leaving. Let's go.
Yeah. Whereas ours is like significantly below that. It's sub like 40%, which is actually not bad when starting out as well. And it's only going to get better when we provide a real value add. So yeah, Verlo is nowhere near profitable right now. We're still far off it. But at the end of the day, we're bringing something that's going to help the community as well. That's the main thing. And the amount of people that have reached out to me since then about Verlo, and it also gives me an excuse to reach out to different people as well, to connect with different creators.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, heavily recommend it.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. I'm super curious to see how the ranking niche that you've used Verlo to find does with it, and I wish you extreme success with Verlo.
Thanks,
and
man.
I'll leave the link in the description so anyone curious about it can check it out themselves and see. It's there. You can try the first niche for free.
Yes, you get one. Oh, on there we've also got creator searches. So you can search up any person's account and see data about them. So you get one TikTok search for free, one YouTube search for free, and one niche search for completely free. And then from there you need to upgrade. We've currently got weekly, monthly, yearly plans. Weekly plan does not give you access to outliers, but does give you access to the niches and the creator searches. And then the monthly and yearly plan does. We will tweak this over time though. So the best thing is to just check out the page, check out the pricing models. We're trying to optimize it because we're still a startup at the end of the day. We're barely a month in. But that's our current pricing model.
Awesome. Yeah, and also if you look at it and you have any suggestions for it, they have like this is like I've never talked to a company before that is so like willing to take into account anything that people want. Like we went on like a 1 hour call. I showed up the things I would change. There was like the next day you guys had already changed stuff. I uploaded a video showing the tool on my channel and how it could be used. People were commenting, oh, we could do this. And you were replying to all the comments saying, oh yeah, we'll add that, blah, blah, blah. Like, I was like, this is insane. So even if you don't use the tool, just suggest stuff. And thankfully we have someone who's willing to build stuff for the YouTube automation space as a whole. And that's the way I see this. It's like, I have a guy, he's dedicated to helping YouTube automators in whatever way they want. And you just tell this guy what you think would be helpful. And then a month from now, it magically appears on their website. So,
yeah. Except I must say, I'm not building anything. That goes. All credit goes to the devs for that.
True.
My hands are not coding for 1 second. But yeah, I'm purely like the link man between helping it. Obviously, all the ideas over to the devs to bring it down in terms for them to understand and to put it on the site.
Yeah. True. But yeah, you have also been like the one that all I know is that I say something to you, and then all of a sudden it's there on the website. So
that's how magic works.
I see it from my perspective. So I've been eyeballing this whole call, that little bookshelf behind you. So I want to end this podcast by asking if you could recommend me 3 books to read. Which should I read and why?
That's a great question. So if it was one book, this might be a bit controversial, but I would always recommend reading a religious text if it's one book, because you'll learn more than any other book in that. But if we're just talking about 3 non-fiction books, the most recent one I read was A Lean Startup. I read that because obviously I'm in startup, I'm starting a SaaS store. But my favorite ones was How to Win Friends and Influence People. Really good book. Really, really good book. The biggest lesson I learned from that book was use people's names. Remember people's names and remember stuff about them. Life is a people business. If you're good with people, if you're personable, if you get on with people, if you're a chill guy, if you're easy to get on with people, you'll be completely fine. And little things like remembering someone's name, remembering their birthday, remembering what team they support, and saying, oh, the result on the weekend was good, wasn't that good? That goes a long way. So How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Quick book. You can finish it super quick. The 4-Hour Work Week, which is in the top corner right there. Heavily recommend. Basically teaches you that you either trade time or money for money. And it's better to trade money for money than time for money because you have infinite money, but finite time. And we didn't get enough time to touch on this in the podcast, so I'll quickly go through it. But the average salary is like 1K to 5K a month. And even that's like a broad range. But there's people making $1 million a month. So look at 1 to 5K and look how high up $1 million is. Like it goes infinitely high. So if you're just trying to work a 9 to 5 and you're making 3-4 grand a month, there's so much space you can go into. And so you can be outsourcing that to a VA for a third of your hourly salary and they do the same work as you. And you've bought back your time and you keep 2/3 of the income. So very good book to read as well. The 4-Hour Work Week.
That's, hold on. I got this one.
Yeah. By Dan Martell, Buy Back Your Time. Very similar. Yeah. I've not read that one, but I do want to read it. And the final book that I've not got on my shelf because it was an audio book, The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. really good book as well. That was an audiobook one, which I prefer physical book just because it's more tactile. I feel like, I don't know why, like osmosis, it gets into your system better. But that's a good book as well because it's like an easy read. It has I like books with a lot of like examples, real life examples.
Hmm.
So even when it comes to like films, etc., I love watching documentaries, real life films, The Big Short, etc., Wolf of Wall Street. When it's actually happened in real life, I resonate more with it, and there's lessons to take away. So those three books: How to Win Friends and Influence People, The 4 Hour Work Week, and 48 Laws of Power. I recommend anyone to read that, and I recommend you to watch Scarface tonight when this podcast is done.
Okay, I'll keep that one down. Dennis, thank you so much for taking the time for this podcast. It was
Of
so
course.
awesome learning about your story, and I can't wait to see in a year from now. I'll have you back on, and we'll see how Verlo turns out by that time.
Hopefully, appreciate it, of course.
Sounds good. Peace.